It is late in the Second Era, a time of war, as the empire of Tiber Septim sweeps through the kingdoms of Tamriel in a glorious bid for conquest. Septim is opposed on all sides, but never more fiercely than by Hammerfell, the ancestral home of the Redguards. The High King of Hammerfell, Thasard II, resists the Imperial invasions even as he sees other kingdoms crumble, until at last, without warning and surprisingly devoid of court treachery, death takes its full measure. With its High King dead, Hammerfell is crippled, plunging into a bloody civil war between the crowns, fighting for their homeland's continued sovereignty, and the forebears, who have finally accepted the Emperor's rule. The crowns, led by the heir to Thasard, Prince Ator, are continually victorious, spilling the blood of the forebears across Hammerfell's sands. From his seat of power in the port city of Stros M'Kai, Prince Ator slowly reunites his father's unraveled kingdom. Feeling their impending defeat, the forebears sign a pact with the Emperor, allowing him to bring his armies in, crush the crowns, and rule Hammerfell as his own. Tiber Septim's armies prove too much for the proud Redguard crowns. Tiber Septim sends his best commander, Lord Richton, to Stros M'Kai to close the grip on Prince Ator and the crowns. The prince rallies his forces for one last stand. Knowing that Hammerfell's sovereignty is at stake, the crown forces match the might of the Empire, meeting them in the harbor of Stros M'Kai for the final battle. The fighting is fierce. Lord Richton, having seen the prince's victories at sea before, decides to bring his last resource to the fore. The dragon, Nafaalilargus, proud jewel of the Imperial crown. Ator commands his archers to ready their weapons, but is struck down himself by Richton's assassin, felled by an arrow whose poison spreads too fast. Ator's wizard attempts to save the prince, but the dragon ends his magic and the crown's hope for victory in a single fiery breath. Having conquered the crowns, the Emperor's forces claim rule over all of Hammerfell. Imperial garrisons are stationed at every city, and Richton himself is named provisional governor of Stros M'Kai. Months pass. The Redguards of Hammerfell, both crown and forebear, learn to live under the new Imperial rule, and Tiber Septim extends his reach into the rest of Tamriel. It is only through fate that any of this will come to concern our hero, Cyrus, a Redguard who long ago left Hammerfell to wander the borderlands of the Empire.
Crimea, Cyrus, eto forwakecher okodor.
Let's make this short, Sarathra. I've got work to do.
Balizihataratami. Sicho.
I leave with Duardin's men in an hour.
Renrigi intnor. Oko o Imperial ja. Iko pofam rotot velk.
You should know you got me the job.
Tragir. Sratra kol kotero to Hammerfell. Boshe in rot.
The seal is broken.
Sratra warrega.
Yeah, I bet you were.
Nukodwadin. Sratra X. Sratra X Kyle.
Iszara.
Lolita dek kaudor.
I need a ship.
To board the koi Sratra Nakovik Warabarashi.
Money, too.
Sridwadin ja. Epako ja. Srik. Pur Sratra kadoaliter beko.
We haven't spoken in 10 years. There was trouble.
Kakadar.
I killed her husband.
Hammerfell's prodigal son, Cyrus, returns to the province of his birth. He buys passage to the island of Stros M'Kai, in the hopes of rescuing his sister, Iszara.
Get below is what the pilot said to the wet-haired knaves before him.
The Restless League is claiming this cargo,
Said the other with cruel clarity.
Probably wouldn't make a difference if I told you I had no time for this.
This is about Redguard armor, boy. Stand aside.
Yes, a doubtful notion it is. Piracy and politics. But there you have it.
Never been much for politics. In my day, piracy was honest work.
Don't be a hero, boy.
Where's the money in that?
And yea, verily, by his bravery they were impressed for a scant few seconds.
You're rusty. Move over. This cargo's ours, boys.
No,
Look,
let me show
this cargo.
You two dance very well, but alas. No, we could use a swordsman like you. No, let me no.
Let me have it.
We could use a swordsman. You really should have
Cyrus!
Captain, good to see you back in command.
Please call me Brennan. You disposed of those ruffians so quickly, I had no time to retrieve my sword from my cabin.
That's so,
Look, over there! Let us move on before more show up.
I hope this letter finds your hands, friend. My latest travels have brought me to Stros M'Kai, and no one here has seen your sister for 3 months. I fear the worst. I feel obligated to stay for a few weeks. I'll be at the Dragon Tail Inn should you return, Tobias.
Cyrus! And how do you do?
Brennan, can I have a minute?
Anything for your like, Cyrus.
I am looking for my sister Iszara. Perhaps you have heard of her.
I'm afraid not. Before the Empire cleaned things up, Stros M'Kai was a pirate haven, avoided by honest merchants like myself.
The pirates who attacked us spoke of a restless league. Have you heard of them?
Other captains tell me the remaining banditti have organized themselves against the Empire's crackdown on smuggling and piracy.
How has Stros M'Kai fared under its new Imperial masters?
The locals are still chafing at the bit, but in time they will come to appreciate the benefits of membership in the Empire.
That's so, I'm meeting a friend at the Dragon Tail. Can you direct me?
I can't recommend it, but it's the only drink hall in this godforsaken town. Up the bridge, you see to the right, through the gate to the town square, you will see the sign.
The Empire has done well in its conquest of Hammerfell, you think?
Absolutely. No offense, but Hammerfell is in need of some law and order.
It seems the Empire has not eliminated all the pirates from Stros M'Kai.
Apparently so. They've become bold, attacking a ship so far into Hunding Bay. But give it time. The Empire has only been here a few months.
Thanks. We'll talk later.
Well?
Hello, my name is Cyrus.
And mine is Trithik, lad.
I'm looking for my sister Iszara. Perhaps you've seen her?
I do not know the name, but so many have been lost since the dragon arrived.
She went missing about 3 months ago.
If she was with the Crowns, I would count her among the casualties. Richton's slaughter was elegant only in its thoroughness.
This dragon, an Imperial metaphor, perhaps?
Banner and bone on Redguard. Seek the old quarter if you want to see the handiwork of both.
What happened to the old quarter?
It was the last stand of the Loyalist Crowns, and Governor Richton had it destroyed. It smolders still, all ash and dragonfire. Few escaped the incident.
Perhaps I should speak to this Richton then.
Spoken true, but I'd advise against it. The Imperial suffer no Redguards in the palace, unless you're forebear, and you walk on too few legs to do that.
Tell me of the forebears.
Throne defilers all, hosts to the invader, and Hunding's shame.
Thanks, Trip. I've got to go.
Ahoy there, sailor. Can I have a word with you?
Lad?
Trivik, may I bother you again?
Of course, my boy.
Thanks, Trip. I've got to go.
Greetings, stranger.
What can I do for you, friend?
The question is, what can I do for you? The young stranger in town, fearless, footloose, and fancy-free, a little light of purse, perhaps? I have a proposition that may appeal, but first allow me to introduce myself. Katero, contractor of Stros M'Kai, at your service.
Cyrus. Charmed. I haven't been in Hammerfell since before the war. How do you like being a citizen of the Empire?
Sure beats war, my young friend. I won't lie to you, though. Hard to find honest labor these days. Forebears would rather smirk than lift, and the Crowns don't have the back for it anymore.
Sounds like the Crowns are taking their defeat pretty hard.
Yeah, I've always stayed out of politics. Bad for business. Crown, forebear, I don't care. As long as their coin is true. My philosophy is, what's done is done. Live and let live. The grass is always greener, you know.
I guess the forebears are still savoring victory in the Civil War, eh?
Yeah, you could say that, although you might not want to say it in their faces. They're a touchy lot these days.
I've been up north for years, but I was pretty sure the forebears won the war.
Of course they did. And the forebears like to bust up the dragon tail just in case anyone doubts it. Some ungenerous crowns like to point out the Imperial flags flying all over the palace. and the Imperial soldiers patrolling the streets. None of my concern, though. You know what I mean?
You call yourself a contractor. What does that mean?
Over here we have someone who needs something done. Over there we have someone who's looking for work. How do they find each other? That's where I come in.
I'm supposed to meet a friend at the Dragon Tail. Can you direct me?
It's the only watering hole in town. Follow the ramps uphill to the town square. Bit of friendly advice, watch your step. The forebears are a touchy lot these days.
Tell me about this job you have for me.
A simple task. Pick up an amulet from the Gasta and deliver it to the governor's palace. Now, to be honest, I've been having trouble finding someone to take the job. But I'm sure a robust lad such as yourself pays no attention to silly local superstitions. Are you interested?
Sure. I'll take the job.
Splendid. Here's your 100 gold. I'll have the rest for you after you deliver the amulet to the governor. Well, I'm sure you won't have any trouble, but, you probably want to do this during the daylight.
Refresh my memory about this job you hired me for.
A simple task. Pick up an amulet from the Gasta and deliver it to the governor's palace.
We'll talk later.
Well? Well?
One moment.
Sorry, man. Imperials everywhere. I don't talk with strangers.
One moment.
Sorry, man. Imperials everywhere. I don't talk with strangers.
One moment.
Go about your business, Redguard.
Hold up a second.
Look, go past to someone else.
Hold up a second.
Why do they always bother me? Go on, will ya?
Hold up a second.
No, no, and no again. Not with the likes of you. No, no, no.
Hold up a second.
Push off.
Redface.
Cyrus! You made it! Come here, lad. How you look good. It's been too long.
If you hadn't retired...
Mercenary life's younger men's work.
Bah, he said.
I prayed that you would get my letter.
It is lucky you were here, Tobias, or I wouldn't have known Iszara was in trouble. I have not been in Hammerfell since the...
I know, lad, what you mean.
Anyway, Stros M'Kai has no one who could have reached me. Thank you.
I sent the letter some weeks ago, Cyrus. I fear things have gotten worse for your sister since.
How did you know where to reach me, Tobias? Our paths parted so long ago.
I didn't send it to you directly. I knew that damn cat was probably still getting you into trouble, even to this day. Thrathra seemed the likely solution, and through the channels I'd heard, he'd made Wayrest his port of late.
Now, he's moved from the throne seekers of the old empire to the lesser lords of High Rock, still playing them to his benefit, raking in the gold on all fronts.
I thought that Septim had solidified the Britons.
As much as the Witchmen will, there is still a lot of money to be made in the drawing of borders before the provincial laws dry completely. Mercenaries are in great demand right now, as are fixers like our cat friend.
Does he still stink so?
To hear.
I think I will go see him when I leave. It's been too long.
How do you mean worse? What more do you know about Iszara?
Nothing more than my letter has described, that she is gone and no one knows where. Just a bad feeling that's grown worse with the wait. The governor has not been merciful with the crowns that survived the battle. I hear his dragon's belly is full of the overloud, and that many died later in the burning of the old quarter.
What happened to the old quarter?
The crowns fled ashore there after the battle. It was their last stand. The governor sent his dragon, and it was done.
Was Iszara there?
That section of town is closed off. No one I've talked to knows if she was there or not.
Where's the dragon now?
It's disappeared too. Some say it has returned to the Imperial province. Others say the governor keeps it well paid and fed in the catacombs below the palace.
Is there another way into the catacombs?
There is the traditional way.
Imagine that I laughed. Secret entrance, maybe?
Maybe. I don't know.
Who in this town knew of Iszara?
I did not question many for fear of ill allegiance. So I went to the temple to ask of her. For the brothers of RK are neutral in mortal affairs. There, Brother Niddle told me that Iszara had vanished, and set me on the road of writing you. Also, Dreekius here knew that she was missing too.
What can you tell me about Iszara?
She frequented this establishment much before the battle in Hunding Bay. Less after, of course.
Of course?
She was a fervent one, your nestling, who hated the Empire not in hushed tones. After the occupation, she disappeared for a while.
She disappeared 3 months ago.
No, I'm talking about before that, right after the battle. Many crowns had scattered in the wake then, hiding where they could. I didn't see her for several days following. But then she showed up, needing a drink and rambling, tense on some decision.
What then?
The Imperials came and I let her out through the back. I haven't seen her since.
So the priests are still safe from being conquered?
Be that as it may, the temple is quite empty of priests, save for Brother Niddle. It seems some of their ranks have disappeared also.
I'm noticing a theme. Where did you hear that?
Niddle told me Brother Kethral vanished around the same time as your sister, and that they knew each other.
So I can count Brother Niddle as an ally then?
On my word, he was most helpful, but he seemed to be holding something back.
I wouldn't consider paranoia a bad character trait in Stros M'Kai these days. Besides, you're so ugly.
That was it. He may open up to you more, being Iszara's brother and half as hard to look at.
Tell me about the temple.
The head priest, a Brother Niddle, was very helpful in regards to Iszara. He seemed to know her well, and shared my concern over her disappearance. He is worth an interview.
I think I saw it across the plaza. I'll be back. If you're not here, thanks for everything, and good luck.
Just find your sister and get out of here, and send word through Stratra. Go on, you'll do fine.
What will it be, traveler? What will it be, traveler? Excuse me, owners only behind the bar.
Hello, brother. I'm Cyrus, recent to this shore.
Brother Niddle, good son. Welcome to the Temple of Arcane.
My sister Iszara has been missing for near 3 months. Perhaps you have heard of her?
I knew her well, actually. But she never mentioned having a brother. She was a fiery sort, as I'm sure you know, and her Redguard blood did not fare well under Imperial rule. She is not the only nationalist who has disappeared since the governor claimed the city. There have been others.
What others have disappeared?
Brother Kethral, my initiate and good friend, for one. He was an outspoken man and a Crown sympathizer. He was enamored of your sister, I must say, and took to her Crown propaganda readily. Are you a follower of Arcane, Cyrus?
Me? No. Well, not in the worshipper sense.
In what sense, then?
I'm not that wayward, brother. I do believe in the gods and in their, importance to man and, all that.
And Arcane's importance would be...
I'm usually the one who asks all the questions, Brother Niddle.
You were an old man.
Arcane, then, the shepherd of the soul who watches us through our lives and our deaths and guides us between them in the heavenly interim.
May he watch over you.
Can you heal me, Brother Niddle?
Please forgive the formalities, but the governor has levied a temple tax of 25 gold for any magical services rendered, healing or otherwise. Will you pay the tax?
Forget it.
I am truly sorry, but I cannot help you then.
Is there anything you can tell me about the Restless League, brother?
know very little about their activities, Cyrus. The common stories, sure, but not much more.
I know even less of the League than you, brother, the common stories included.
Then know that they are ruffians and cutthroats who would like nothing more than carve their symbol upon the Emperor's eyes for daring to set them on Hammerfell. And know they secretly served the prince against the forebears during the Civil War to help Ator win back Sentinel.
What is the League's symbol?
The red R, for restless as they ever are. Trust me, you will see it if you stay in Stros M'Kai for long, invariably written in Imperial blood.
Sentinel, the capital city.
From whence Ator was forced to flee soon after his father died. Aye, but the crowns gathered here at Stros M'Kai and charged northwards to take their throne city back. But by then, the Imperial bargain had been struck.
What can you tell me about the governor?
That he is a hard man. Richton threatened to raise the temple when I refused to hand over the wounded of Prince Ator, who had survived the battle. I assured him that even his emperor could not defy divine law. Nevertheless, the wounded under my care were healed only to be thrown into the catacombs thereafter.
What of Prince Ator?
He was lost at sea, my boy. That is all I know. And that it was rumored that Iszara knew him personally.
So Ator's men are in the catacombs, then?
Either that, or they are fruit for the necromancer. It is somehow appropriate that Richton deals with that nefarious slug.
What about this necromancer?
Nagasta has been here long, manifest in Thassad's good rule. Ator had kept his wretchedness at bay, but now, with the prince gone, he has cursed the land.
Until later, Brother Niddle.
Goodbye, my son.
No, he's unarmed. No, he's unarmed. No, he's unarmed.
There he is! Slower now. Your style! You're a fool, Redguard. You should just surrender. Ah! You're slow. Slower now. Too quick. Ah, you're quite resourceful. You're slow.
Excellent. Excuse me.
Keep moving. Try to take that. Rebel, you're quite responsible. Surrender now. A fine.
Some gold. This should help. A word.
No, I haven't got any work. And I don't know who does. Good day to you.
Well met, stranger.
Excuse me, miss, can I have a word?
Yes, my name's Mariah. What can I do for you?
Do you know of a woman named Iszara?
Used to see her around, but that was a while ago. Last time I saw her, she was headed toward the cartographers. Never saw her again. And that was 3 months ago, if it were a day.
Any idea how I can get into the palace?
Richton doesn't take to uninvited guests, and there's no way to sneak in that I've heard of.
What do you know about this Restless League group?
They scare me, frankly. They've been around since the days of Facade, and no one seems to know much about them. They seem to remain as quiet as possible. Not like your usual pirates. There's something else to them.
And what does life hold for you in Stros M'Kai?
Not as much as it used to. Spend my days landscaping. Before the Civil War, there were more of us. The town square and the park was so beautiful. But I do what I can.
I'm surprised Richton even allowed such a practice to continue.
City purification may not be one of Lord Richton's concerns, but he still needs to put on the right air. Should his Emperor, Tiber Septim, ever check up on him? All leaders like their gardens full and the smell of success in the air.
Wars have never been good to a city.
Especially not this one. First, a tour and the crown defeat the forebears, then the Empire comes rolling in. It's too much for these walls to handle.
The cartographers. I wonder what she would want there.
Hopefully she was just seeing Michael, the map maker, and not the boys in the smuggler's den below.
What do you know about the smugglers then?
Below the cartographers. I've seen all sorts coming in and out of there. Even so-called league members from time to time. I hope Iszara didn't end up there.
Where's the park?
Over by the waterfall. I'm ashamed you didn't notice. I have to spend more time on it. People really do enjoy it, especially that arcade boy, Jethro.
Thanks, Mariah. No, she's unarmed. No, she's unarmed.